Okay, just getting things together here. Very cool this morning. Put this on last night about 2 o'clock in the morning. Slept in it. It was that cold. But day 4, getting off to an early start. It's 8 o'clock now. Got most of my gear packed up. Got to have some breakfast. Hopefully be on the trail by 9, and that should get me out of here by about noon. So that's our goal for today. Okay, so we're just heating up coffee and water this morning. Taster's choice. I used to always bring a percolator out here and make my coffee, but just extra gear you have to carry. A little chilly, but beautiful morning. I guess it got down into the 40s last night. Don't really know. It was cold. So I've got granola, I have water. Okay, so also got some freeze-dried mangoes. Huge campsite here. A lot more open than most of them. Here on Angleworm, I should say. Stir this up a little bit. I just got a big bag of granola, and I got some dried milk mix. Put a helping of granola in the bag and mixing milk mix in the bag, dry milk mix, and there it is. Breakfast. Pick these up at Aldi's. Got some apples too. A little bulky, but pretty good. And they got this reclosable top on it too, so you make it last more than one meal if you want. Like mangoes. So when we head out here, we have about, let's say maybe another mile down to the end of the lake, which we should run into a couple more campsites down there according to the map. And then we get on the portage heading back out to the parking lot. Finish up our loop. Our loop will be done. Okay, so here we go with a little tour here around the campsite. This is my third campsite. I started on the east side, we're over on the west. This is actually up from the lake where the other campsites have been, kind of down on the lake shore. And as you can see, it's a pretty gnarly climb to get up here too, just like everything else. But it's kind of wide open, you might say, more so than a lot of the others. Got some tent sites. Here, over there. You got a trail that's going that direction straight ahead. I'm kind of hoping that goes back down and meets the trail down by the lake, but we'll find out later. I guess that trail right there goes to the latrine. But yeah, one of the things that I might say as an older fella that makes it really difficult is all these roots and rocks. For somebody who has a tendency to drag their feet, it's really easy to hit one of those, lose your balance, and go down. And thank God that hasn't happened on this trip. But yeah, we're going to get our stuff packed up here, and we're going to head, like I said earlier, about 1.5 miles, 2 miles down to the portage, and then take that portage back out to the parking lot. Okay. Gotta filter some water here before we take off. Once again, I used the Sawyer squeeze. Just heard recently where Sawyer supplied 1 million of these to Liberia, and now allows them to have clean water to drink. So I take these dirty water bags down to the lake and I fill them up. Okay, and then you just attach the filter to the end. And you can use a gravity flow or you can squeeze it It's clean enough right now, the filter is, that it'll just drip it, or yeah, it's kind of down to a drip, so you kind of want to squeeze a little bit to get more water coming out. But I usually like to carry 2 full bottles to start the day, and then if I need to, stop and refill. Filter is supposed to take out 99.9% of all bacteria. When I first started doing canoe camping up in Quetico, we were taught just to get the water straight out of the lake. And probably could be done here, but being out on solo trip, I just find myself, it's a more safety issue to make sure I do filter it properly and take care of that. Last thing you want to do is come some stomach issues here on the trail. Or Giardia, is that the right proper way to say that? A little beaver fever. I'm usually very careful about getting water. It was a little bit shaky down there last night. There was actually something floating on top, looked like oil. Obviously it wasn't. You have to hike a boat in here 2 miles to get to this lake, or have it dropped by a helicopter. Hike and paddle only. No motors. Here we go. Okay. So these bottles will now go on the pockets of my pack, and put the filter away. We're ready to go. Okay, so we just came down the hill from campsite number 3. Okay, and if you look out here across Angleworm Lake, you'll see another campsite right over there, which looks to be like a very nice one, right on the edge of the lake. Some nice places to sit out there and watch the sunset. It's a great spot. Yes, the 2 campsites are right across one another, and that's one thing you want to remember. But I don't think that one is across from me on the east side has a trail going down to it. I think it's more of a canoe campsite, and you might have to break trail that, you know, as long as you find your spot, break trail to get down to it. I just got up the hill, and now I'm hitting this nice patch of fairly easy to navigate trail. Don't want to do too much of this on the trail because I won't have an accident, but just want to show you a little bit of it. I just arrived at the first campsite I come to on the east side, heading toward the portage, Angleworm portage, back to the car. There's supposed to be 3 of them right in here, 2 or 3. This isn't too bad, but it's very small. So many tent sites right here. 1. There's the trail right there. It's like 20 feet off the trail. But got a nice view. You don't see me there, but let's see here at this at the campsite. We are a mile and a half in today. I probably got another mile and a half to get out. We're right here at the end of Angleworm and portaging out to the car. When I read about the trail, it said that it was difficult and challenging, and I'd have to say that it meets all those and more. People trail run this in I guess 5 hours or less, and I passed a young couple on the way out here, and they were back by my third campsite, and they were doing a day hike all the way around the park, or the lake. So 14 miles. A day hike at this level of a hike is going to be all you want of all day. Beautiful day. Very peaceful and quiet. No bugs at all. One thing I can tell you is, when you come out here in this park, forest, or however you want to identify it, you will never find a piece of garbage anywhere, unless it's historically left behind, by a logging company or something like we saw back in day one. Beautiful country. Well, I'm back to the crossroads here. Remember that marking on the tree where you have the east side of the Angleworm Trail. East side Angleworm Trail. You have the canoe portage, and you have the west side here. So you gotta kind of have a GPS or know what you're doing when you get here. Sorry about that, Brian. Back in the old days, back in the 1990s, we came through here. And we made about a 1 mile mistake on a 2 mile portage and made it 4 miles. that's a wrap for the Angleworm Trail hike.